boys and girls, welcome to my channel. I'm ForClassic and welcome to BenchART. So for today what I do have needed is SpongeBob SquarePants Battle for Bikini Bottom Rehydrated. Well, I need to reiterate my mouth now because this is a too long name. Alright, so this game it is developed by the Purple Lamp and it is using Unreal Engine 4. And unfortunately, to run this game above 30 frames per second most of the time on this scenario, for example, I had to make a couple of tweaks in the game, which I will explain a little bit more forward. Alright, let's start these things up. So Purple Lamp Studio, it is a studio that provided some support for the Sea of Thieves, and they developed a game called Guild Free. But apart from that, this is probably their major project. And despite on the graphical settings, you were able to see 720p there on that resolution. That is fake, because what I did it was to go to the config file of the game and change the resolution from 720p to 540p. Alright, that's the way that I was able to get the performance boost. So at 720p the average was below 30 frames per second and the 1% low it was at 22. The performance it is pretty bad on these levels with tons of foliage. So reducing from 720p to 540p by the config file did improve a lot the frame rate, especially on the average. I got an average of 37 and the 1% low it was 28, which yes, it is not above 30 frames per second, the 1% low, but still provides a much better experience than playing with averages below 30 frames per second. Alright, so this game doesn't offer any graphical settings aside from resolution, VSync and Windows or full screen. So this is quite unfortunate. Even through config file I was able to decrease stuff like foliage, shadow quality and textures, but unfortunately the performance improvement it was just 2 frames per second and the graphics were so much worse. Reducing every stuff to the minimum on the config file made the game to crash, so you just can't reduce every stuff. So in the end my conclusion it was that it was probably a much better idea to reduce simply the resolution to 540p than reducing shadows and foliage, when I didn't really got an improvement in performance by doing that. And while reducing the resolution to 540p did really increase a lot the performance to some sustainable performance. So in case you want to apply 540p in this game, you need to go to the config file of the game. There is the explanation on the description, and then you will find a file called GameUserSettings, and in there you can just change the resolution from 1280 per 720 to something like 960 per 540. So just save the file, put the file read-only and restart the game. And despite on graphical settings the game still says that it is running at 720p, you will immediately notice that the game it is running smoother, and also, well, the visuals will be also worse. Alright, but apart from that the game it is perfectly playable, as you can see, and it is a very nice experience. So let's talk now a little bit more about the game. So SpongeBob Battle for Bikini Bottom Rehydrated, like I told you, it is a remake handled by the Purple Lamp. This is probably the biggest project that they have in hands at the moment, and I think they really nailed it. First of all, I really think that the gameplay it is pretty good. It have a Metrovania feeling into it, because you have kind of levels that you can visit like this one, and there are points and stuff that you can access at the moment, and if you can back in here later with different character or with certain upgrades to your character, you can revisit this level and be able to do stuff that you couldn't do at the beginning of the game. So yeah, this game has some Metrovania into this. Also supports a ton of languages, so this might be very useful, for example, for kids, because this is really the targets that they are trying to have in here. The game, for now, I'm not really sure throughout the rest of the game, but for now at the beginning, the game it is pretty simple. I didn't find any challenging in beating the enemies. So far I thought that sometimes the jumping, for example, on the platforming might be a little bit more tough than killing the robots. But like I told you, this is pretty much just the beginning. I'm not really sure how the game will behave in the future, but for now it seems really too easy. So if you have like small kids in your family, this might be a nice investment for you, because it is pretty great. And despite I never saw too much of SpongeBob aside from the 1 week later, I really think that it is a quite funny game and very well done, and in fact the reviews say that for themselves. I mean, if you go to Steam, yes, this game it is available on Steam, you can see that the game score by the users are around 97%, so it is overwhelmingly positive. Most of the people are just simply amazed with what these guys ever achieved, and in fact I think I share the same thoughts. I think that the game, it is just too much well done. I mean, you can play with keyboard and gamepad. Optimization, it is absolutely there. It is not demanding. Yes, I know they lack graphical options though, and apparently VSync doesn't work for me. But I mean, I can't disable VSync. That's what I meant. But apart from that, I think the game, it is just amazing, and it runs fine and behaves as it is supposed to. It seems like a very polished game. There is no rough edges aside from that VSync thing. Everything just works as intended. So yeah, it feels amazing. And you know what is the best about this? It is really the price. The price for this game on Steam, it is $29.99. I think it's an awesome price, honestly, for the work that have been done in this game, and how polished it is, and how great it looks, and how good the game plays. In fact, I think it's an awesome investment. I think $29.99, it is a very respectable price. I think they nailed it. Better than that, it would be $19.99, but still $29.99 for this game, it is a very good price. I can get you even a better price at the time of this video. If you go to Greenman Gaming, you can get the game for $26.99, so it's a €3 discount. It is not a really big discount, but if you buy through Greenman Gaming, you can still activate the game on Steam the same way. So you buy through Greenman Gaming and you activate the game on Steam, and you get the game like you have brought on Steam, but with the €3 discount. So I think it's really a nice deal. If you ask me, it's free money. You can save €3 for anything that you want. Like, for example, paying a coffees to some of your friends. Probably not the best idea now with COVID, but that's it. Alright, so I think that's all that I want to talk about SpongeBob SquarePants Battle for Bikini Bottom Rehydrated. Hope you keep enjoying the rest of the video, and I do hope to see you soon. Goodbye.
It shines! Boy, Patrick will be glad to have this back.